It's time for another daily edition of Litter Media Live on this 8th of October, 2025. This is Aaron Glandon's opportunity to say some special words.
Happy birthday to my father and my brother-in-law.
It's a shame that you didn't get to see that on screen.
Happy birthday to my father and my brother-in-law.
That way you'll know, Joe, that it was not canned. He actually said it live. Yeah.
I forgot to say happy birthday to my oldest niece, the girl who made me an uncle. Beth had a birthday yesterday. I'm not going to tell you how many it was. And my Auntie Jan is having a birthday today as well. Not going to tell you how old she is either.
You better not.
Although she would say I'm 80.
No more milk and cookies for you.
Well, she does more like zucchini bread and that kind of stuff. Oh. Yeah. Coming up in a moment to look at what's making news for us today across the Scioto Valley. We've got a lot of stuff to share with you today, so stick close for that. And right now, we're going to take a look at the forecast, which has turned cooler and sunnier.
Have you noticed the leaves starting to fall in more numbers?
That'll happen when it gets colder and as we get closer to the end of October. In fact, I planned ahead. I cleaned out the gutters before the rain.
Good idea.
Much easier to do that.
I'd say it's
you just climb up on the roof. You've got the leaf blower and just blow it right through the gutters.
What day is this? Is this Wednesday?
It is all day. I don't
know. I've blacked out a whole day from yesterday. I was running from doctor to doctor. I lost track. Sunny skies, as Dan said, cooler temperatures. We're expecting highs today. In fact, most of the days this week in the low to mid 60s. And I think, I'm looking here at our weather thing. I see a low of 44, or 43 for Friday. I heard somebody say something about 38. I don't know where that forecast was for, but yeah. That's getting chilly.
But that's overnight going into Friday. I think Friday's football will be around 50 degrees from what I understand, around game time. So Aaron will have to bundle up this weekend.
Yeah, you'll be in the comfy press box.
Yeah.
But those are not always heated.
Not always comfy either.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Coming up in a moment, we'll get you caught up to date with news. But first, let's tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. If your press box isn't comfortable, check in with Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. They can take care of the needs that you have there. They are your trusted comfort advisor, and they've been doing this for nearly 5 decades. When you click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, it takes you to their website. That's AccurateHVAC.com.
At Tomlinson Insurance, we've been protecting families, farms, and businesses since 1853. From auto, home, farm, life, or health, we tailor coverage that fits your world. With multiple carriers to meet your insurance needs. Real people, real service, local agents who can answer the phone and care when it matters most. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call or stop by today.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
Much of what you will hear about on this program today, you'll find at littermedia.com or on our social media, which would be Facebook and X. And, of course, you can hear the program on Litter Media Radio, Spotify. If you can't make it live, you can check it out on replay. And, of course, our YouTube stuff. All that's up in the upper right-hand corner at littermedia.com. I see the pumpkins making a debut there.
1 week from today, the 118th annual Circleville Pumpkin Show will fill downtown Circleville, running October 15th through the 18th, with 4 days of parades, music, contests, and exhibits that cost absolutely nothing to enjoy. The event is organized entirely by volunteers across more than 25 committees, making it one of Ohio's most remarkable community efforts. Now, this year's entertainment will be anchored by the return of McGuffey Lane, who will take the Savings Bank stage on Tuesday evening. That's always considered kind of like the kickoff preview, but it actually officially starts on Wednesday. So check that out next week at it's the greatest free show on earth.
Yes. John Schwab of McGuffey Lane was the brother of my American history teacher, Julie Lombardo.
Got it. Is she the one you had a crush on?
No. Stop that right now. Nip it in the bud.
Nip it in the bud, yeah.
The surprising thing is, growing up in Pickaway County, you would think you go to the pumpkin show all the time. I never went to the pumpkin show until I was in the marching band in the 7th grade. And then I was there only for the marching band. I don't remember ever going outside of it.
Was that the first time he was ever in Circleville?
No. Because
my dad drove through on the way to vacation. We got to get through town here.
He was complaining about driving through. You missed my exit on 23.
Taking too long to get through this town.
That's the story about Washington, D.C. Mount Pleasant and Lancaster will be closed this Friday, October 10th, due to preparations for the Fairfield County Fair fireworks display taking place that evening. To ensure everyone's safety while setup is underway, all visitors not affiliated with the Lancaster Parks and Recreation or the fireworks staff must vacate the mountain by 12 p.m. noon this Friday. In the event of rain, which I don't think it's forecasted, the same closure notice to take place for the rain date on Saturday, October 11th. The cool thing is we're going to be at Fairfield Union. We might be able to see some of these on the way home.
Never thought of that.
Yeah.
Never thought of that.
How about that?
Pickaway County YMCA asked for your help to light up the night at their 5K Glow Run at 7 p.m. October the 25th. The Glow Run entry fee is $40, or the 1 mile fun run for kids also $40. The Garden Child Advocacy Center is gearing up for their upcoming fundraiser called Masquerade for a Cause. It's coming up in the month of February, and this is an opportunity for sponsorships for businesses, individuals who want to help the Garden Family Advocacy Center. Now, if you would like to get involved with a sponsorship, levels start at $150 with great perks for your business or organization. Contact Rhiannon Gill or Brooke Smith. You can find that story and all that contact information in our website story at littermedia.com.
Reminder that the 8th annual Light the Night Walk, benefiting Blood Cancer United's research and patient support, is tomorrow night, October 9th, beginning at the Picture This gift shop at 141 West Water Street. Registration starts at 6 p.m., followed by a memorial and the walk through downtown Chillicothe, which begins at 6:30 p.m. To learn more, you can check out our interview with leukemia survivor and organizer Dave Wrights. That's available on our YouTube channel.
And you're going to talk about the
that's right.
Old Farmer's Almanac.
I forgot. I have one more story to share with you. Heading over the river and through the woods this Thanksgiving? I'm not. They'll probably come to our house. The Old Farmer's Almanac has you covered with your special Thanksgiving 2025 travel weather map, specifically focused on Thanksgiving week. That begins on November 23rd. See what's in store, whether it'll be snow, rain, or sunshine, broken down by region to help you plan your holiday travel. Go to almanac.com/Thanksgiving-forecasts. And let me explain this photo for you. I had a sit down with Dusty Countryman. That's him on the left. and Bobby Planton, who's she's the prettier one on the right, for a preview of next week's Fall Festival of Leaves, which runs Thursday through Sunday. And we hope to have that up for you on our YouTube channel later today.
Our road report, there's been another change as far as the traffic flow on Bridge Street as part of the big 2-year improvement project out there. Currently, all traffic seeking River Trace Lane must use Stewart Road to access River Trace Lane. If driving north, you'll turn left at the traffic light, but if you're going south, simply turn right and go around the loop under the Bridge Street Bridge. I think that just went into effect yesterday because I knew it was not that way the day before. So I don't know how many days that'll be in place that way, but Bridge Street is not boring. It's the delays sometimes are boring, but the changes that you see from one day to the next are almost daily now.
And you have to be on your toes for the people that are like, what's this?
I really like the look of the retaining wall on the right side. I think that's really going to be spiffy.
And I guess I wasn't aware that was going to go all the way up to where Casa del Taco is. Continue to see that work being done there. Really cool. I have noticed that when I go to Arby's for lunch, I can have my mozzarella sticks eaten before I get down to 35.
Waiting in traffic.
Yes.
You're not one of the guys in the intersection eating your mod sticks, right? Yeah.
No. In fact, the people that are behind me usually get mad because I'm sitting there waiting to allow the intersection to be clear. It's like, what are you waiting on? Get in there. I don't want to be the one that's sitting in the middle of the intersection and being honked at. All right, sports on the way in just a moment. It is a full bevy of sports. Details next. But first, let's tell you about the Skag clearance sale going on now. I guess they might. What is a Skag?
Somebody record that.
What would a Skag be, I wonder? It sounds like something from Dr. Seuss. The prices are so low that perhaps you think they've lost their minds, and we've lost our minds talking about Skag. Choose from a wide selection of Skag mowing equipment, but you better hurry. Once clearance inventory is gone, it's gone, and the low prices are out the door with them. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Check them out online, hometown-motors.com. Stop in at 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe, or give them a call, 740-773-8826 for more details. Hometown Motors Incorporated, your store for the great outdoors.
Pain was interfering with Tiffany's active lifestyle. Same-day hip replacement at the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute got her back to the community she calls home. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Each weekend this October, Sugarloaf Mountain Amphitheater transforms into Haunted Mountain. Try to find your way out of the escape room. Traverse the spine-chilling scares along our haunted trail. And each night at 7:15, the Mothman Experience begins on the main stage with It Flies by Night. Or bring a lawn chair and enjoy a free showing of our scary movie series on our giant projection screen in the parking lot. See our movie schedule and secure your spot for the Mothman Experience at hauntedmountain.org through Halloween night.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Time for sports, and we start with the high school roundup and the golf. Swinging in the rain doesn't always work out.
Swinging in the rain. Yeah, rain got the better of round two, both the girls and boys D2 OHSAA state golf tournament yesterday. So round one is all that they're going to do. Now, this really surprised me. I thought they would postpone it, but I guess that's what they're doing with the additional divisions now. If that happens, there's only one round that counts. So
I'm going to guess that's because they've got so many kids that are traveling from all over.
That could be.
That would be more hotel costs and a nightmare.
Zane Trace Lady Pioneers placed 7th as a team for the D2 girls. Piketon, they ended up at number 12. Now, as far as individual golfers, Rosella Latavo of Zane Trace, she shot a 74. Now, this is exciting news for Zane Trace. Coach Alan Helber's team had 4 of their 5 counters are underclassmen. So they're coming back, and they'll be tough again next year. Individual golfer Naomi Spar of Logan Elm shot an 89. Steve Spencer's Piketon Lady Red Streaks, as we said, were 12th. Their top golfer was Layla Kelly with an 86. Now, on the boys' side, Westfall placed 8th with a 339. Their Brendan Bigler fired a 79. I believe he'll be all-Ohio status. Lynchburg Clay, they ended up at 10th, and individual golfer Jackson Huey of Circleville shot a 93. On the Haynes Total Healthcare Center High School scoreboard, a lot of volleyball conference championships last night. Adina survived a scare at Piketon, actually losing a set, and were down in set 3 when they had to come back, and that gives them the outright SVC championship. They go for a gold ball at home to wrap up the regular season against Southeastern tomorrow night. It's back-to-back championships for Adina. Bloom Carroll has now won 4 straight MSL Buckeye championships. They do that last night with a win over Hamilton Township. Again, congratulations. They did have 1 loss, Bloom Carroll. That came to Circleville, so no gold ball for them this year. Other championships that have been decided outright, Wheelersburg and SOC 3. Last night, Eastern Pike wrapped up the SOC 2 with an outright championship win over Oak Hill. Notre Dame has taken care of their business in SOC 1. Alexander clinched at least a share of the TVC with a win over Athens in 4 sets. Gallia Academy beat Chesapeake in straight sets to win the OVC outright title. And in the OCC, Newark wins the OCC title, dethroning last year's champ, Logan. So congratulations. Boys soccer winners were Wheelersburg, Logan, Warren. Girls soccer, Waverly, Valley, Logan, Lancaster, and Alexander were all victorious. You can find all of those scores each night on our Haynes Total Healthcare Center High School scoreboard at littermedia.com.
I don't think we got to see the Adina volleyball team up there, did we? Did you not show that? You were scanning.
I think Mike was going so fast.
Yeah,
I completely missed it.
Right through there.
He was reading other things.
Yeah, who is that chick on the top right-hand corner? Isn't she a hot babe?
We're not allowed to say.
I'll tell you, she's a hot babe.
This week, Litter Media Game of the Week on radio will be Circleville at Fairfield Union, Mid-State League battle. Circleville comes into this at 1-2 in the league. I believe Fairfield Union's 2-2, if I'm not mistaken. So you'll see a lot of this action on our highlight film that we'll have for you early next week, put together by one, the only, Mr. Hand 2, a.k.a. Aaron Glandon. The Week 8 OHSAA High School Football Computer Rankings are here. The Unioto Shermans climbing up to number 3 in their region. Miami Trace is 4th, Zane Trace 7th, Chillicothe and Circleville are 8th in their respective divisions. Jackson is 9th, right behind Chillicothe. Notre Dame and Eastern Pike are 3 and 4 in the same region. The OHSAA's announcement of the divisional breakdowns for the upcoming 2026 spring sports season is out. Softball and baseball divisional assignments have been recalculated in accordance with the OHSAA's competitive balance process. Additionally, track and field is expanding from 3 divisions to 5 for 2026, which resulted in new assignments for a majority of the schools. Reassignment also for Cleveland Browns quarterback Joe Flacco. The Cincinnati Bengals getting ready with all sorts of uniforms. Look at that. He'll be wearing number 16. Remember another 40-year-old that wore 16? George Blanda for the back then Oakland Raiders. Well, the trade was made yesterday between the Browns and the divisional rival Cincinnati. The Browns get a 5th-round pick for Flacco, which I'm being told is a going pick for veterans. I was not aware of that as far as value is concerned. Meanwhile, Cincinnati gets a veteran quarterback to help them with their situation with Joe Burrow being out, and a 6th-round pick as well. Both those picks will be in 2026. Now, here's a photo from the Bengals fan page, Houday Nation on Facebook, of head coach Zach Taylor and owner Mike Brown on their way to pick up Joe Flacco from the airport. You might remember that from Dumb and Dumber. Major League Baseball, the American League Divisional Series, the Yankees avoid elimination, a 9-6 win over Toronto. The Mariners take a 2-1 advantage over Detroit with an 8-4 win. Seattle could wrap things up this afternoon. They play at 3:08 on FS1. The Blue Jays could do the same right after at 7:08. The National League Series resumed today, so you've got 4 games being played today. The Brewers can oust the Cubs with a win on True TV at 5:08, while the Dodgers can eliminate the Phillies afterward at 9:08 this evening.
Also, the NHL season gets underway tonight.
Yeah.
And the Blue Jackets don't play until tomorrow night against Nashville.
And they are on the road, from what I understand, to open up the 25th season.
I was talking to Dr. Joe Spalding, who many people know. He used to be on the training staff with the New England Patriots. Mm-hmm. I was asking him about the toe injury that Joe Burrow had. Joe had surgery on that turf toe thing. And he said, that's an injury that if you have to have surgery, even with surgery, it's like you never get over it.
Yeah.
And he was showing me all of the different muscles and tendons that are impacted simply by the big toe. Mm-hmm. And he said when that is weakened, it just sets a chain reaction off of everything else. So, we wish Joe Burrow the best. He's a good guy, but it could be a tough rest of his career.
Now, it's not what it was when, years ago when Archie Griffin had the turf toe issue, but it was something that ended his career, basically.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to run the same way ever again. Yeah. So, and maybe that would make Joe more of a pocket passer. I don't know. Yeah. But you better have an offensive line. And the other Joe Flacco, is going to have to deal with that too. So you go from the Browns' offensive line, which is not fantastic, to the Bengals' offensive line, which is like 8 degrees worse. Mm-hmm. So, but good luck to Joe Flacco. I don't know of another quarterback that has played for 3 divisional teams in the same division.
Yeah, Baltimore was the other. Led them to a Super Bowl. So.
And that leaves Pittsburgh. So could he end up in Pittsburgh before the season's over? And who would have thought Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco would be the most experienced quarterbacks in the same division?
Times change.
I mean, Lamar Jackson he's injured, so some are saying Baltimore will not win this weekend. I don't know who they have on their schedule. And then you've got, who's the other team we're talking about? Oh, yeah, the Browns. And so we'll see what happens.
Of course you forget. Oh, boy.
Where we almost always win.
Yeah. Okay.
This date in history on the way next.
Litter Quality Propane. Nearly 100 years of serving propane users in southern and central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people. Litter Quality Propane.
The Pike County Career and Technology Center provides hands-on, skilled trades training with engaging curriculums and endless possibilities. From automotive technology, carpentry, business management, to culinary arts and interactive media. From electricity, welding, HVAC, engineering, and medical technology to pre-nursing, basic food service, and public safety. We're preparing our youth for America's workforce through today's technology. To learn more about Pike County CTC, visit pikectc.org.
Wherever you are there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Now that's one fast mower. Take command of your lawn with Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
Time for this date in history as we turn the clock back to the 1800s.
1871 on this date was the date of the Chicago Fire. Now, most everybody has heard of the Great Chicago Fire. The old legend was that Mrs. O'Leary's cow kicked over a lantern in the O'Leary barn that started the fire.
And there you see it right there.
Yeah. But other theories hold that humans or even a comet may have been responsible for the event.
Comet?
A comet that left 4 square miles of the Windy City in ruins.
Was Josephine, the janitor, involved?
I don't know. But what we wanted, this was the Paul Harvey. In fact, it was a Paul Harvey, the rest of the story one time. And he leads it up, this great fire on this date in 1871, and talking about all the damage, destruction, and death.
Did he move his hands like that?
Probably. He was on radio, so I couldn't see it. But who has heard of the Wisconsin Peshtigo fire?
The Peshtigo, those people live there.
That live there. It actually had 4 times the number of dead and destruction than the Chicago Fire.
Wow.
It happened on the same night, but because it was Chicago,
yeah,
it took all the headlines and hardly anyone ever heard of the Wisconsin Peshtigo Fire.
Ironically, yesterday after the show, I was showing you the D.L. Moody reenactment of a speech, and he was, or a sermon, he was talking about why he always gives an altar call when he finishes up a sermon. And part of that story was that he allowed 2,000 people to go back out after he had delivered a sermon without an altar call. And it was on the same night of the Chicago Fire, and hundreds of those people lost their lives. And he said that was placed upon me to then be obligated to make sure that before sending somebody out into the great unknown and what your end may be. You know, a lot of times you'll hear them talk about, you don't know where you're going to be. You may be killed in a car wreck or having a heart attack on your way out of the church to the parking lot. That would be enough to, as an evangelist, put a reminder into you, hey, make the opportunity for someone, give the invitation to ask the Lord into your heart.
Of course, DL doesn't know when those people were faced with mortality that the sermon that he preached that night, maybe it did say, okay, Lord,
right,
if you're out there, I need you right now. So
I wonder what he preached that.
I thought he mentioned what he preached in what you were showing, but I can't remember what I was so caught up with the date and everything that I wasn't paying attention to what he said he actually preached on that night.
This goes back to when you sit and listen to a preacher preach, you only capture, from what I understand, and this was probably 30 years ago when I heard this, you only retain about 18% of what he's shared.
I think that's true. Yeah,
so
I think that's true.
Which is why it's It's really remarkable when you get up behind the pulpit and you say what you have to say and just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And you sit down. A lot of times there's a lot of filler in there and everything, but if you just get to the point, get right at it, you've got not a whole lot of time to mull it over.
Yeah. I've always heard that after 20 minutes in any kind of speech, everybody's tuning out.
Yeah.
So,
what were you saying?
I wonder if this show's like that. After 20 minutes, everybody's going to Jeopardy or something. Daytime Jeopardy. Yeah. Oh my.
It could be Jeopardy, doggone it. Keep that in mind as well. All right, that's it for today's program. We've got a fellow who's going to come in tomorrow that has a preaching background. Logan Lyon will be with us. He is a book author, and he is got a book about ghosts of Chillicothe. It's not a spooky book, from what I understand.
That's what I think.
So it's just remembering the people of the past.
And don't forget Petland Pet of the Week that's tomorrow.
That is tomorrow. If you've got a pet you would like to, if you want to knock Pudge off of the potential being a Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week, make sure you send us in your nominations as well. You can send that to littermedia@gmail.com. And you can see all the pets of the week we've had so far.
Yeah.
And same with our players of the week. You can check all that out at littermedia.com. For Aaron Glandon, whose daddy's birthday is today.
Who's your daddy?
And your brother-in-law, right? Yeah, who is your daddy?
Who's your daddy?
And Mike Smith. I'm Dan Ramey. Thank you for watching this edition of Litter Media Live.